The big announcement was this morning. It was all abuzz in D.C. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, is going to make an important impeachment update at 9 a.m. Eastern. And of course, she went out there and made an impeachment update. But before I show you her impeachment update, I just want to say a couple things. Remember who's been telling you all along that they were going to impeach Donald Trump. They are. I told you this forever. Why are they? No, they're not doing it because he broke the law. They're not doing it, just because the Constitution says so. They're not doing it because it's the smart thing to do politically. It's horrible. It's political suicide. They're doing it because they created this monster clear back in 2016. Donald Trump is not being impeached for anything that happened on a phone call with Ukraine. Donald Trump is being impeached because the Democrat Party as a whole, well, they've become the party of resistance. They've become the party of meaningless gestures, the party of anger, the party of desperation. And so what do you do when you're desperate? You do really, really, really stupid things. You know that new internet trend that's out there? I'm not going to show you any because we don't cuss on this show, but you know that stupid internet trend that's out there where someone poses in front of Donald Trump's Trump Tower. It'll say Trump Tower and the person's given the tower the finger. This is a thing. I'm not making this up. This is something that people do. That's what the Democrat Party has become on a national level. That's all this is. A stupid, meaningless gesture that will have negative effects on the future of the country. I'll go into that in a minute. But it was inevitable. They're stuck with it now. That train is a-leaving, and it doesn't even have brakes on it. But here's Nancy Pelosi's very shaky press conference from this morning.
Our democracy is what is at stake. The president leaves us no choice but to act, because he is trying to corrupt, once again, the election for his own benefit. The president has engaged in abuse of power, undermining our national security and jeopardizing the integrity of our elections. His actions are in defiance of the vision of our founders and the oath of office that he takes to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Sadly, but with confidence and humility, with allegiance to our founders and a heart full of love for America, today I am asking our chairman to proceed with articles of impeachment. I commend our committee chairs and our members for their somber approach to actions which I wish the president had not made necessary.
Well, that didn't look good, did it? And before we get into everything else, allow me to just say once again, that is the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives. Well, not exactly the part that's reeling in the next generation. Anyway, we all know why they're doing this. They have to do this. Now, before I play Nancy Pelosi's next outburst, I do want to say this. You ready for this? She did this as well as she could have done it. She did this as smartly as she could have done it. Remember, Nancy Pelosi didn't want this. They have been wanting to impeach this guy for nothing forever. And she held them off. She was the lone wolf, rumor is, in D.C., of holding this thing off. She held them off and held them off and held them off. And finally, she couldn't hold them off anymore. And now she knows she has this bear and she has to find a way to contain it. So what's the best way to contain it? Well, it's doing exactly what she's doing. Yes, they could drag this on and take it before another dozen committees and haul in another bunch of feminazi professors out there to make themselves look horrible. Or they could do what we've all been taught to do since we were little. Grab a hold of that Band-Aid and rip that sucker off. What I'm saying is announcing this early that you're doing articles of impeachment is a very, 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 very smart move, because what are we going into, people? We're going into Christmas. Everybody will have a Christmas break and a Christmas vacation, and you're not watching the news every day. And then there's New Year's. We're going into the time where you need bad news buried. So they're going to file articles of impeachment. It will absolutely pass the House by probably a direct party line vote, and then it'll move on to the Senate. Well, Nancy Pelosi has been in the United States House of Representatives since George Washington was elected to his first term in office. So she's smart enough to know that the United States Senate, when they hold their trial of the president, that's not going to go well for Democrats. Mitch McConnell is a savvy political operator. We have some very, very, very smart senators out there. when this goes to the United States Senate, the Democrats are going to look awful. So, what's her plan? Let's get it into the Senate so we can end that bad part as fast as humanly possible, because we have elections coming up in 2020. This was the smart move. Politically, this was the smart move. She has to do it. Might as well do it now. Get it over with. Well, a reporter asked her about why she hates Donald Trump, and, well, the right arm went crazy. Here.
I think the president is a coward when it comes to helping our kids who are afraid of gun violence. I think he is cruel when he doesn't deal with helping our dreamers, of which we're very proud. I think he's in denial about the climate crisis. However, that's about the election. This is about the election. Take it up in the election. This is about the Constitution of the United States and the facts that lead to the president's violation of his oath of office. And as a Catholic, I resent your using the word hate in a sentence that addresses me. I don't hate anyone. I was raised in a way that is a heart full of love, and always prayed for the president. And I still pray for the president. I pray for the president all the time. So don't mess with me when it comes to words like that.
All right. Donald Trump, as you can imagine, took to Twitter with a response to this. Well, it was a big announcement this morning, and he said, the do-nothing radical left Democrats have just announced they are going to seek to impeach me over nothing. I love the capital letters. They already gave up on the ridiculous Mueller stuff, so now they hang their hats on two totally appropriate, perfect, phone calls with the Ukrainian president. This will mean that the beyond important and seldom used act of impeachment will be used routinely to attack future presidents. That is not what our founders had in mind. The good thing is that the Republicans have never been more united. We will win. Okay, couple things. One, he's right. When I said in the beginning about this being a negative for the future of our country, it definitely is for this reason. You know, we love to goof off on the show. I'm never going to stop doing that, but it is serious. This is serious. If you can have these party line votes to impeach presidents, well, that's going to set a precedent. That's hard to combine those two words. Good thing I'm a professional over here, but it is. From now on, it's going to be real easy for Republicans to say, you know what? We're just going to impeach your guy over nothing. And then Democrats will impeach our guy over nothing. And on and on and on we go. If this has just become a routine thing where we have a couple show trials, get some FaceTime on TV, that's not a good thing for the United States of America. That's not a small thing. I'm not one of these guys who just wants everybody to get along. I understand politics is a contact sport. That's the way it goes. But we are now entering a new era, and I don't like it.